Here we have a SAT math question. Okay, let's go with the information. F of x equals to negative 500 times x square positive 25,000 times x. The revenue f of x in dollars that a company receives from sales of a product is given by the function above, where x is the unit price in dollars of the product. The graph of y equals to f of x in the xy plane intersects x-axis at 0 and a. So what does a represent? Okay, so now let's consider a quadratic function in the form that is f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c. If I sketch a graph for a quadratic function in the form f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c, I'll be getting a vertical parabola in the xy plane. So the parabola may open up or the parabola may open down. So it depends on the leading coefficient. So that is the value of a. So if the leading coefficient a is greater than 0, that is positive, then the parabola opens up. If the leading coefficient a is negative, that is less than 0, then the parabola opens down. Okay, so when I consider our quadratic function, that is f of x equals to negative 500 x square positive 25,000 x, it is exactly in this form, f of x equals to ax square positive bx positive c. Okay, so in our quadratic function, the leading coefficient is negative 500, that is a is equal to negative 500. Since the leading coefficient is a negative value, and if I sketch a graph for this quadratic function in the xy plane, I'll be getting a open downward parabola. Okay, now let me sketch a graph of this one. Okay, first let me take the y-axis and x-axis, so that I'll be getting a xy plane. So here we have an xy plane. So now if I sketch graph for this quadratic function, as I said, we will be getting a open downward parabola because the leading coefficient over here is negative. Okay, now let me draw open downward parabola. And the question says the graph of this quadratic function intersects x-axis at 0 and a, at x is equal to 0 and x is equal to a. So x is equal to 0 is nothing but the origin, and here we have a. And if I mark this one as a point, it will be 0, 0. And if I mark this one as a point, it will be a, 0. And also the question says y equals to f of x. So we can replace this f of x by y. So the question says f of x represents the revenue the company receives from sales. So we replace f of x by y. Now this y represents what? Y represents revenue the company receives by sales. And what does x represent? Already we know that x is a unit price. So let me write x is a unit price. Okay, now let's consider the point at the x-intercept of the parabola for the given quadratic function 0, 0. So here x coordinate is 0, y coordinate is 0. So this point says when the unit price is $0, the revenue the company receives by sales is also $0. Okay, now let's consider the other x-intercept a, 0. So here the x coordinate is a and y coordinate is 0. So x coordinate is a means this a represents the unit price, and the 0 represents the revenue. That is, when the unit price is $a, then the revenue received by the company by sales is $0. So the a represents the unit price, which will result the revenue $0. So we find this stuff in option C, that is a represents the unit price in dollars of the product that will result in a revenue of $0. So the correct answer choice for this question is option C.